And we are live. Happy Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. It is Thursday. It is Halloween, October the 31st. It is 5 p.m. somewhere. And I hope you're out trick-or-treating. If you're not trick-or-treating, I hope you're watching the live stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I was not here last week. We were at a real estate conference in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to wear that the whole night. You kidding me? You can barely see the camera in front of me, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully you're doing well. Do me a favor, start dropping those comments in and let us know where you are watching from. Let us know if you have any questions, any comments, any concerns. Put them in the chat down below. We'll see if we can get to them tonight. If you are not watching live, don't worry about it. We'll check it out another time, and I'll either DM you back, email you back, call you back, or maybe we'll talk about it next week on the live stream. So anyway, said we were away at a conference this past week in Las Vegas. This was a brokerage conference, Real Broker. That's who we hang our license with. Always a fantastic event. This is the third annual event. It's the third time we've attended. And the reason that I bring that up is not to say why I wasn't here last week, but to say that we do a lot of conferences, and we'll do a little more now that we are not on Maui, that we're back in Florida. But interesting enough, a lot of the conferences seem to take place in Texas, maybe because they have the capacity to handle large groups, maybe, which I think is the case. They do those in Texas because it's kind of central in the country, right? People come from all over the world, but certainly vastly from North America, Canada, the United States, and Texas, kind of in the middle somewhere. I think that was also the case too, because as you recall, there was not COVID in Texas, so it was open much earlier than most of the other states. So anyway, a lot of the events take place in Texas. We've spent a lot of time in Texas. A vast majority of the events, I was just in Texas twice this year. We had the Tom Ferry Select Summit. Tom Ferry is our real estate and business coach, followed by just a couple of days break. I actually flew back home to Florida and then flew back to Dallas for Vid Summit, which is one of my favorite events of all the events we attend to. That is all about YouTube. It is put on by Daryl Eves, who I'm fairly positive knows more about YouTube than YouTube, Mr. Beast, and Sharonda. I think that's his name. I always forget. But anyway, they put that event on. That was in Texas. We've had events in San Antonio. We've had a bunch of events in Austin and in Houston. The reason I bring that up is, I've been starting my live streams with some of my favorite bourbons, and this one happens just to be Texas bourbon. So I am going to pour myself a cup, give you some information about it. Here's what I will always say, even though I should not have to say it. If you're going to drink responsibly, don't drink and drive, and be 21 years old. And if you're just tuning in and wondering what the heck this guy's doing, this real estate agent's doing, drinking on the job, I watch a lot of YouTube. Watch a lot of real estate agents on YouTube. I watch a lot of the live streams just to kind of get an idea of what's working. Also to find out what's happening with the real estate market all over the country. I see all my real estate friends drinking coffee and iced coffee and tea and green juice. I like all that stuff, but just not at nighttime. So it is 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, it's 5 o'clock here in Florida. So, that's got a little bite. So let me tell you a little bit about this before we dive in. Got a good show for you tonight too. Super excited. Texas bourbon, 90% proof, 45 alcohol by volume. When I smell it, it's got a little spice, little floral notes, little maple, little cinnamon. Well, that's good. Little fig, little brown sugar. It's usually the second sip. That first sip usually kind of gets the burn. This is 90 proof, so not really, really strong. Yum. Balanced, smooth, warm. So I got some notes. Water is made with pure Texas water, exclusively made from corn, wheat, barley, grown in Texas by a fourth-generation farmer. All right, that's what I'm doing. I start my show off with a little sip of bourbon, better than green juice, better than iced coffee. I already don't sleep. Last thing I want is to have coffee at nighttime. All right, here's what we're going to be discussing today. Obviously, upcoming events. We are going to talk about the main headline, which is the impact of the presidential election on the real estate market, not in Florida, not in Lakewood Ranch, just general as a whole. I have some great stats. We're going to talk about some things that are coming soon to the area. And then also the statistics came out from the Real Estate Association of Sarasota and Manatee County. Not going to go do a deep dive on that one, but there's definitely some numbers that I want to share with you, especially if you're somebody who is thinking about buying a home here or selling a home here. Both impact to you. So first thing I wanted to do is share my screen and talk about an article that just came out, and I'll show you the article and then tell you why I want to discuss it. Share my screen. Let's share the entire screen. So as you know, we've had a bunch of hurricanes, lots of hurricanes lately. But surprisingly, I was really surprised when I actually saw this article that said things are starting to open up, because it wasn't that long ago, a couple of weeks. But it's snowbird season, and snowbird season begins amongst the recovery. Now, I still know that they are picking up trash and debris from people's homes, tree limbs, trees, fences, just so much devastation here. I don't want to read the entire article, but here's what I'll say. So slowly but surely, the beaches are opening up. Do your research on the quality of the water if you are choosing to go in. But the reason that I wanted to bring this up is, and we're talking about Anna Maria Island. We're talking about the whole state, but in our area, Anna Maria Island, Longboat Key, Siesta Key, Lido Key, Casey Key, even down in Venice and Nokomis, they all pretty much got decimated, flooding, sand in homes, just crushingly disappointing. But the sheer fact that there are a lot of businesses opening, I wanted to share this because if you know anything about me, you know I am big advocates of supporting the local community, local businesses. Now, there's some chains, support them as well too. But it costs, these past storms cost billions with a B, damage in the area. So I wanted to bring up this article because if you are somebody who is coming to visit this area, which is highly likely, the population is going to double. We'll probably have, 7, 8, 900 or million people, 7 or 8, 900,000 people come during winter season, right? Generally, it's from Christmas to April, but a lot of times people come in November, and November is tomorrow. So if you are coming to the area, please do all of us a fantastic thing and just do your best to support the economy. I know a lot of people come here and they go to the supermarket and they buy stuff and they cook it in their condos, their Airbnbs, which is just fine. You're supporting the supermarket and the people who work there. But I'm talking about like local businesses, like restaurants, like St. Armand Circle got decimated 2 times in a row. But I just read that, Columbia Restaurant is going to open up. All the restaurants out there supposedly are opening back up. A lot of the restaurants that are on the beach house, just most of those. So anyway, if you are here, if you are coming here anytime between for now and forever, do your best to go support the local economy. Have some patience. Staffing is going to be an issue. Just have some patience. Go support the local community. Support the local community. All right. So I digress. Thank you for hearing me out on that one. We're big advocates of supporting the local economy, and we're doing our best to support, any local business that we possibly can. All right, as we move on, we had a question from this past week. Actually, I love this one. Shows me that people are actually watching the channel. Are you watching the channel? Give me a thumbs up if you're watching the channel. Now, I know a lot of people don't tend to watch the live stream live, but you tend to watch it after the fact, which is fantastic. Maybe I switch the days, maybe I switch the times. I'm not sure yet. But anyway, here's the question that came in on one of the videos that we just did. I love the AIs you have been using in your videos. Tell me more. Yes, we started using AI in some of our videos. We just signed up for Runway ML. I think it's runwayml.ai, as well as Midjourney, which is great for creating. And I'm not talking about AI like I'm using ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT every single day, multiple times a day, for all sorts of things. But now we're talking about like creating characters in our videos. So I think it's We've done 4 videos now. I think all of October. We'll do a couple more these next couple of months, and we'll see how it goes. Here's what we're trying to do. There are real estate agents all over the country. I don't care where you live. If you live in Des Moines, Iowa, there is a YouTube channel called Moving to Des Moines, Iowa. If you live in San Francisco, California, there is a YouTube channel, probably multiple channels, called Living in San Francisco, Moving to San Francisco. Multiple real estate agents all over the country doing the same thing that we're doing. I'm trying to be different. Can you tell I'm trying to be different? I'm drinking bourbon on my live stream. I'm wearing a silly mask because it's Halloween. We are not the typical real estate agents, and that has done us very well over the course of the last 11 years. Thank you very much. We're trying to be different. So instead of just doing a video about living in Lakewood Ranch or moving to Lakewood Ranch, what we're trying to do is tell some stories, some made up stories, some based on previous experiences, but sharing stories that may be relatable to you as somebody who's thinking about maybe moving here or retiring here or buying a second home here or buying, a third home here or buying a vacation rental condo. So we're creating these characters, which is a lot of fun with ChatGPT, and then creating storylines that we hope might be relatable to one of you out there, hopefully hundreds, if not thousands of you, but stories that might be relatable. You live in Wisconsin, you retired, you've been visiting this area for 30 years, but now you're thinking about moving here. Those types of stories. But we're creating characters that are AI characters. So I would love it, even if you don't watch our channel and you just watch the live stream, go check out the channel, the last 4 videos specifically, and let us know what you think. I think they came out cool. Actually, I know they came out cool. Whether or not the storyline or using AI is something you want to see, you want to get used to see. Now, I know because I've been hearing about AI, just because we're with Tom Ferry Coaching, we're with Real Brokerage. They are not your typical brokerages, not your typical real estate realms, should I say. So we've been talking about AI for a long time. So the sheer fact that I'm using it multiple times, 7 days a week, I kid you not, 7 days a week, multiple times throughout the day. To me, it's a no-brainer. I use it all the time. I'm very used to it. But for the vast majority of people in the countries, or maybe in the world, not used to seeing AI. Some people are a little freaked out about it. Some people are a little scared about it. Completely understand. There's lots of reasons for it. I've sat in through seminars of people talking about the dangers of AI. In this case, not so much dangerous. I'm creating characters. However, stay tuned for this because I know this is coming soon. I learned this quite some time. There are some AI programs like HeyGen or 11 Labs where I can create a video where I do this. And I do that for 5 minutes, and then I just upload a script, and then that's my video. And if you watch YouTube, you'll find that there are thousands, tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of channels that are doing that right now, that are AI. It could be me in the video, which most likely will be, or just a made up character. And again, all you need to do is just kind of take a video, 5-minute video of just me doing, and then just plug in the script. You generate your own voice or somebody else's voice, and all of a sudden you have a video. I have a friend who's got a channel like we do, right? We have Moving to Florida. He has another one. I'm not going to say which it is. I don't want to put him on the spot, but he has 40, 50 videos, just like what I said, where he's just mouthing, moving his hands. He plugged in scripts about moving to X town, ABC town, a banana town. He's got like 50 of those for all the towns around his area, all using the same video, same clothes, same hand movements. And I watched it and I knew it was AI. But if I watched it not knowing it's AI, I'm not sure you would know it's AI. That's how good it's getting. Anyway, I digress. Do me a favor, go check out the channel. Drop your comments. I don't care if you love it. I don't care if you hate it. I don't care if you're scared out of your wits. Just drop a comment. I'd like to hear what you have to say because I've got big plans for 2025. I know what's crazy talking about 2025. I saw a post yesterday that made me giggle out loud. Like, stop your Halloween trick-or-treating by 11:59 tonight because Christmas starts tomorrow. That's too funny. It is November 1st tomorrow, which means January 2025 is 8 weeks away, right? So that's what I'm talking about, a content calendar for 2025. All right, I digress. Let's talk about some events that are coming our way. It is obviously Halloween. Tons of events going on. And again, when I'm talking about the events, I'm not talking about the ones that continue on an ongoing basis. Like there's Music on Main, which starts tomorrow, believe it or not. It's the first Friday of every month. There was also Ranch Night Wednesdays, which takes place in Sarasota County every Wednesday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. By the way, both of those two events, I'm looking into setting up a booth. I got a tent. I got all the giveaway stuffs on order, information. The tables are coming, and I want to set up a booth. I did that every week on Maui for 3+ years. It's a fantastic way to get in the community. Stay tuned for that. I'll keep you posted. I'm not talking about the Sunday Farmers Market that happens on Waterside. I'm talking about special events that are not necessarily typical, although I digress because there is one that happens every week. I don't think I mentioned it before. It's worth mentioning, and that is live music at the Plaza in Waterside, Sarasota County in Lakewood Ranch. Every Friday and every Saturday, live music. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's at the Pavilion. Another great way to just support local music. It's all sorts of stuff. Singers, songwriters, jazz, blues. Blues Festival's coming too. That's not on my list just yet, but that is coming. All right. This one is going to be a fun one. I didn't even know it moved to my Aka City, but it is the Sarasota Medieval Fair. Drop a comment, raise a hand. Have you been to a medieval fair? Not even Sarasota. I've not been to the Sarasota one, but I've been to medieval festivals, and believe me, we do not need an excuse to get dressed up. It does not need to be Halloween. It could be just a random Tuesday. Jessica and I were talking about going out sometime in the next 3 weeks with just wigs and maybe these just random for no reason, because that's how we roll. But the Sarasota Medieval Fair, it just moved to, I might screw this up, Mallarani Farms, Mallarani, Mallarany. It's on State Road 70 in Mayaka City. That is our old stomping ground. That's actually where we lived for 11 years before moving to Maui, moving back to Lakewood Ranch. The Sarasota Medieval Fair will be held November 2nd through December 1st, weekends and Veterans Day, Monday, November 11th. Our beautiful new home, the Woods at Mallarany. Our new home offers 47 acres of stunning natural surroundings that will bring the fair to life. Live the majesty and madness of kings, jesters, minstrels, belly dancers, wenches, and sword swingers. Sounds like my type of party. Watch the full contact joust, human combat chess tournaments, rides, and games. Feast on turkey legs, because isn't that what you're supposed to do when you go there? And hearty ales. Come on, give me a giant turkey leg and a hearty ale. Call life good. Plus, join in the fun. This year's unique scenario. So that is the Sarasota Medieval Fair. Google that. You should go attend that one. I did talk about live music at the Plaza. And then starting on Saturday, don't know why I did not get tickets for this one, is the Suncoast Food and Wine Fest. We saw them setting up. It's taking place at the, oh my goodness, the name of it. The Premier Soccer Court, November 2nd, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., an afternoon of samplings and tastings from a large selection of the area's finest restaurants, as well as a variety of fine wines and other beverages in a beautiful outdoor setting. Your ticket purchase provides financial assistance to charitable organizations in Sarasota and Manatee counties and other Rotary projects. To date, Rotary Club of Lakewood Ranch has given approximately $2.5 million from festival proceeds. Charities. It is Saturday, November the 2nd, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. VIP opens at noon. You can buy your tickets. They're $95. Includes all food, all beverages, and free parking. VIP admission, $185 for VIP. Includes 1 hour early entry to the event and access to the exclusive VIP tent. Learn more at suncoastfoodandwinefest.com. Drop a comment, show of hands, who would love to attend those. We've been to those events before. They are a lot of fun. And maybe if you still have energy after that one, you can attend this other event that's also happening on November the 2nd from 4 p.m. to 5:30, and it's called Beatle Beat. It's a tribute concert to the Beatles. When? Saturday, November 2nd, where? Saturday Municipal Auditorium. That is in Sarasota on Tamiami Trail. 801 North Tamiami Trail. It's a cool little place too. If you've not been to the Municipal Auditorium, they have different events, craft fairs, and concerts like this. But Beatle Beat will be performing all the greatest Beatle hits with wardrobe changes. anyway, I thought that was really cool. I'd like to keep you up to date on what is happening in this area, fun events to do. Can we dive in and talk about the election? Now, generally speaking, I am a real estate agent, and I know that there are a handful of things that real estate agents should never talk about, and that is religion and politics. Sorry, that's a silly oracle. But in this case, this is not a political conversation. It is a political conversation, but not specific to politics. So if you see the thumbnail and you feel like you got to make some obnoxious comment, feel free to head over to X, also known as Twitter. Feel free to hop over to TikTok. There's plenty of other places that you can make this post political. This is not about politics per se. It is about how the election affects the real estate market. Not just this last one, not the one before that one, going back for a long time. And you've heard that saying before too. You are entitled to your own opinion. You are entitled to your own feelings. You're just not entitled to your own set of facts for some of you. Okay, so let's just dive in and talk about, here's why I brought this up, because not only did I hear about this at the Tom Ferry Success Summit back in September, but heard another speaker talk about it this past week at our real brokerage conference, and just straight to the fact. And they say the same thing. Don't make this political, just stick to the facts, let people make their own decision. Here's why I wanted to bring it up, because, oh, did I already get signed out? I have to sign in again? Holy cow. Give me a break. So I don't want to make it political, and it shouldn't be political, because this happens every cycle, no matter who's running. Oh, shoot. Bear with me. Kicked out of my all right, there it is. Okay, gotcha. So presidential election years affect the national housing market and mortgage rates through three interrelated channels. Uncertainty, right? People don't know what's going to happen, who's going to win. Is their policy is going to change what's happening in the economy, in the real estate. Policy expectations. Obviously, when candidates run, they express what they plan to do. And based on a lot of those, people either hold off, or people are like, let me just wait and see what's going to happen. And then consumer confidence. So all those things have an impact. And the reason that I want to bring this up is because, and you'll see as we go through these numbers, people go, there's an election. There's no way I'm buying a house now. There's an election. No way I'm selling the house now. So some of that, obviously, right, you're entitled to your opinion. You're entitled to your feelings. But I wanted to share some facts with you, so maybe it helps you feel a little more comfortable to either buy a house or sell a house. Or you might hear this and be like, nah, I'm still waiting anyway. But I'm going to give you the facts and the data, and then you can decide from there. So, oh shoot, that's not it. Sorry. All right, so historically, mortgage rates have decreased during election years. For example, mortgage rates decreased in 8 of the last presidential elections from July to November. Interesting enough, you can go back and look to see from 1980 to 1920 is when this report came out. Freddie Mac, right? You know Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae, they're the ones writing loans. But interesting enough, they have decreased. Now, I'll also say, as a completely different conversation, at both the Tom Ferry Select Summit, Success Summit, and the real brokerage conference we went to, nobody is thinking that interest rates are going to be dropping drastically anytime any soon. I don't have the graph in this one, but I do know for sure that the vast majority of experts in this field think that maybe they will get to the high fives, just about 6%, fourth quarter of next year, 2025. So it is highly likely, regardless of the statistics that have happened 8 of the last presidential elections, again, just my opinion, that interest rates are probably not going to drop significantly. Now, according to this little scale here, if they drop a little bit, they're going to count that as dropping a little bit. But by all indications, they might not be dropping. But that's a trend. And this trend suggests that election years can be favorable for mortgage affordability. Now, right now, phone with me, but they're hanging about just about 7%. All Right. So what else happens during election cycles? By the way, drop a comment down below. Does this seem like scary to you, familiar to you? New home prices went up after 10 of the last 11 presidential elections. Now, if you're a home buyer, kind of sucks. If you're a home seller, maybe that's a good thing. Interesting enough, we are listing a house a couple days after the election. So I'm hoping that home prices go up for my sellers and my clients. But new home prices increased 10 out of the last 11 presidential elections. For example, median prices rose from $336,900 in 2020 to $397,100 in 2021. Like it, don't like it. Like I said, if you're a seller, you're probably excited about that. If you're a buyer, maybe not too much. But the facts are the facts. The data is the data. Trying to time the market never really works anyway. Existing home prices rose after 7 of the last 8 elections. For instance, existing home prices increased from $296,000 in 2020 to $350,000 in 2021. Good thing, bad thing. Again, if you're a seller, if you're a buyer, not so much. Interest rates high, maybe even creeping up a little higher. Yeah, take it for what it's worth. Home sales went up. Oh, this is the same one, different one. No, with the prices. Home sales went up after 9 of the last 11 presidential elections. That's the number of transactions. For most Americans, election results will have little direct effect on their income and therefore should not significantly impact the decision to buy or sell a home. That's how they feel if it doesn't affect their income and therefore should not significantly impact. Presidential elections, while a source of uncertainty, have less impact on long-term real estate trends than economic fundamentals. Factors like the state of the economy, job growth, inflation, and local market dynamics play a more significant role. So basically what it's saying is what's happening in your local real estate market has more of an impact than what's happening at the presidential election. Federal Reserve actions rather than the election results have a more direct effect on mortgage rates, which in turn influence housing affordability, meaning that it is the feds who decide interest rates based on what's happening in the economy. The uncertainty surrounding election results can cause potential buyers and sellers to adopt a wait-and-see approach. This can explain the slowdown in the home sales during November of election year. We're seeing it right now. The vast majority of agents that I spoke to last week in Las Vegas said the same thing. The homes that are priced right, those are the ones that are going to escrow. The ones that are priced high, those are the ones sitting on the market. But overall, homes are sitting on the market longer. There are less mortgages being written. There are less offers being written. There are less homes going pending. And we're going to talk about the statistics in just a moment. But consumer confidence and policy expectations play key roles in market behavior during election years. We've seen some of that already with the bond market. And a lot of that is kind of like guessing, oh, if I think this candidate's going to win, I think we're going to kind of start hedging that this is going to happen. If we think that this candidate's going to win, I like their policy, so I'm going to do this. That's kind of how the market works. And then, of course, individual feelings and opinions also have impacts regardless of what the statistics say. So post-election, the market typically recovers, which is a good thing, with home sales and prices rebounding as the uncertainty resolves. In fact, after 9 of the last elections, home sales increased the following year. And again, the policies of incoming administration, especially those related to tax reforms, infrastructure spending, and immigration, can influence the housing demand and supply in the long run. That is probably as political of a post that you will ever see me make, but I thought I would share the data with you. Like I said, because if you are somebody who is thinking about buying a home or selling a home during this election cycle, or even just sometime this year, you may want to pull the trigger and buy a place now, or sell a place now too. What we've always found out is the people who are currently selling and currently buying, regardless of what's happening with the election, tend to be people who have to buy or have to sell. I've done other videos about that before, so I don't want to digress on that one, but they call it the 7 Ds. It's divorce, diapers, diplomas, downsizing, those type of things. That's why the vast majority of people who are buying and selling in this type of market, it's because they have to. All right, I digress. So, show of hands, drop a comment down below. I want to hear you. Are you somebody who is holding off right now? If so, why? Is it because of the election, or is there another reason behind all that? All right, let's go back to the screen. I want to talk about some things that are coming soon to our area. Some of these I found really interesting. Some of them just kind of I thought would be of an interest to you. Some of them were just kind of interesting to me. So I was like, oh, let me share this with other people because some of it was pretty good news. This I thought was interesting. Oh my gosh, a nearly 70-year-old DeSoto Bridge in Manatee County slated to be replaced in upcoming new plans. Now, if you have lived in this area, they are currently building a bridge that goes from Manatee County over into Ellington, where the Ellington outlets currently are. It is a massive, massive, massive undertaking. The traffic there has been just treacherous and brutal for years, maybe a decade or more, just because there's so many people in the area. So the sheer fact that they are building 2 more bridges, and I think they are, actually, I don't know, I think they're 2 lanes or 4 lanes, extra lanes in either directions, in addition to the 2 lanes or 3 lanes that are going north-south on I-75. But it's cool to watch them do. I don't know when that one's going to be done, but this one I thought was pretty interesting. FDOT officials met with members of the community on Tuesday evening to present plans for the replacement of the aging 1.3-mile DeSoto Bridge, which was built in 1957. The department's preferred option features 4 12-foot travel lanes with a concrete barrier separating northbound and southbound lanes. Also includes a 10-foot inside shoulder, which is great. There's kind of the rendering, and a 12-foot outside shoulder to give vehicles space to pull over if necessary, and a 12-foot shared path for cyclists and pedestrians. That was kind of cool as well, too, I thought. And another bridge replacement options for the bridge between Longboat Key and Anna Maria Island. I love that bridge. We go fishing there a lot. First of all, the views are just ridiculous. We see dolphins there like 99% of the time. I didn't realize that bridge was old and needs to be replacing, but yeah, that would be fantastic too. And then also in Manatee and in inland Manatee, once planned to be a state mark, that's something else. Anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. Next up is, let me show you this first too. I want to talk about Calusa Country and Golf Club. Let me show you where that is first too. So this is the map of Lakewood Ranch. This road right here is Bourneside. It goes from State Road 64 all the way down to University Parkway, runs parallel with I-75, runs parallel with Lakewood Ranch Boulevard, which is right here through the center of Lakewood Ranch. But this Bourneside runs up and down the easternmost part of Lakewood Ranch. There is Saddlestone, which I can't find any information about, Del Webb Catalina, which I'll talk about in a moment, and then Calusa Country and it's called Calusa Golf and Country Club, I think is the official name. But that is coming soon, and that is a golf course community, which I'm always intrigued by because I'm hearing around the rest of the world that not too many people are golfing as much as they did. And here they're building a new golf course. I drove by the other day. The golf course, I think, is pretty much done. Now they're getting to the houses. But the cool thing is that in this area also too, is that they are building a new Del Webb Catalina. I just recorded a video there yesterday. So there is the existing Del Webb, one of my favorite communities, but that was so popular. It's one of 2 currently 55 plus communities in Lakewood Ranch. This is going to be the 3rd one. And I'm sure it's going to sell out because the first one sold out fairly quickly. And this one is all about the lifestyle. So it's 1,300 homes. It's going to be gated. There's a 15-acre lakeside amenities. So I have a list of things on here. But I'm going to share a really quick story with you. See all the amenities and see if they have them all. But it's Del Webb. So they're going to have pickleball. They're going to have bocce ball. They're going to have, I don't see up on the screen, pickleball, bocce ball, tennis. No, I'm not going to show up on the screen. That's fine. So here's the story. So I got an email the other day from Del Webb saying that the models are open. I was like, fantastic. I want to go check them out. Now, I just showed you the map. I'm not going to pull up again for this topic of conversation, but there are 4 ways that you can get to Del Webb on Bourne-side, like I told you, right? So you can get that from State Road 70 to the south, all the way to the north. You can get there from Bourne-side and State Road 64, and then there's 2 east-west roads. There is 44th Avenue East and one more that I can't think of at the moment, but there's 4 ways to get there. I tried all 4 ways, and the roads are closed. I was like, what the heck? So made a couple of phone calls, found my buddy Dan, who is the general sales manager for Pulte Homes, who is the builder at Del Webb. And I was like, I thought the models were open. He's like, they are open. The roads are closed. But guess what? He took me there yesterday. How cool is that? And I got a sneak peek. So there are 3 models that are done. There are two, maybe 3 more that are soon to be done. They are going to have a 70-acre lake in the center of Del Webb. So it was kind of cool. I love new construction. So it was really cool to go in there and just kind of see what they have done to the place. So there are 3 model homes that are done. And guess what? Even better than that. Now, you know, if you've watched my videos, I've done 1,000 videos across the years on YouTube. This was one of my favorites. You know why? Because, you know, I'm a real estate expert. I'm a real estate professional. I am not an expert, and I will admit, at Del Webb. I have all the information, just like you have all the information. It's all here. We get it from Lakewood Ranch. I can read you all the statistics all day long, which is what I do a lot of times. But to have somebody like Dan who knows Del Webb and the models inside and out join me for our videos was awesome. It's really fantastic. So grateful, Dan. If you're watching, thank you, thank you, thank you. The video has been uploaded. It's to my editor. I hope to have it in the next week or so. I don't know if it's going to be this week. It's Thursday already, but certainly by the end of next week, it will be on the channel. Speaking of which, I should probably tell you that for those of you who do not know. So you're currently watching one of our 2 channels that we have here. That's the 941 Lifestyle Group. If you have not subscribed already, I would appreciate it if you did. But we have a second channel. You can see it scrolling down below at 941 Premier Home Tours. And that is only home tours. Some of them are models like this one at Del Webb Catalina. Some of them are our listings. Some of them are other real estate agents' listings who are nice enough to allow us to come in and do a home tour there. They know that we are excellent at marketing. So if you're thinking about selling your home, we are phenomenal, excellent at marketing and selling homes. That is what we do best. So some agents allow us to come in to do a home tour there. We put it up on our YouTube channel. Sometimes we put money behind it and advertise those on a different channel that's not for public. But yeah, so I'm super excited for that video. 3 home tours, all in one video. And it's going to be awesome. Pretty excited. All right, let me go back to the screen. There's one more thing that is, actually, let me do this too before I show you the one more. Actually, I'll do this because there's one more thing that's coming that I wanted to show you real quick. There is a semi-new shopping plaza right on University Parkway and Lakewood Ranch Boulevard called Center Point. And there's a Tommy Bahamas that's just opened up there. There is Our House, A-U-R, Our House. It's a furniture store. There is just a bunch of cool restaurants in there. But there's a new restaurant coming out called 131 Main. It's under construction. We passed it the other day. I don't know what the date is. But the menu looked pretty good. There's Owen's Fish Camp is in there. There's Ruth's Chris Steakhouse is in there. But yeah, this menu looked pretty good. Right? Salads, sandwiches. Look at the entrees, right? Cedar plank salmon, Maryland style crab cakes, trout, shrimp and grits, pasta, pork chops, baby back ribs, slow roasted chicken. Anyway, that is a new plaza, or that is Centerpoint Plaza. New restaurant 131 Main coming soon. Pretty stoked about that one. New restaurant. That's what I wanted to share that with you. All right. Drop those comments down below. Where are you guys watching from? We're always intrigued to find out where people are watching our channel from, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the watching it after the fact. Love to hear from you. If you're just tuning in, yes, I am drinking bourbon. I'd like to discuss some of my favorite bourbons. I have a pretty decent collection, maybe 30 bottles. This is Texas bourbon. I really like it. Great caramel notes. Sharing my Halloween spirit. Okay. So a couple more things that I want to talk about. I want to get to some of the buyer incentives, but the statistics did just come out from the Real Estate Association of Sarasota and Manatee County. I'm not going to go through the entire report. I want to talk about single family homes, what happened in those two counties, because if you're somebody who's thinking about buying a home or selling a home, like we talked about, the impact of the elections, some of these numbers might affect you. Might affect you one way if you're a buyer, completely different way if you are a seller. So let's talk about Sarasota County. I'm going to zip through some of these numbers. Closed sales are down almost 20% over the same time last year. The average sale price down almost 9% over the same time last year. The list price to sell price, what was it originally listed for, what did it eventually sell for, is down to 94% of the asking price. These are the two numbers that I want you to pay attention to because they're the numbers that I pay attention to every time, and that is the median time to contract and the median time to sell. How long did it take from the time it was listed to the time it went into escrow? That's the median time to contract. That number is 48 days. That number is up 77.8% over the same time last year. That's a lot. It's a big change. And then the median time to sell from the time it was listed, how long did it take to close? 92 days. And that number is up 35.3%. New listings are actually down 10.3% over the same time last year. And then pending inventory also down. And then the amount of active listings are actually up 31.6% over the same time last year. That means that homes that are not priced right, they're just sitting on the market. And then the month supply of inventory is another one you should pay attention to. That means if no other homes got listed for sale, in this case, it would take 4.5 months to sell out of everything. That number is up 28.6% over the same time last year. Let's dive in. Let's talk about what happened in Manatee County. That was Sarasota. Closed sales down 14.2%. The average sales down 6.7% over the same time last year. The average sale also down 5.1%. The list price to sell price, a little better in Manatee County. It's 96%, although that number is down 1.4% over the same time last year. A lot of times that has to do with houses sitting on the market longer. They sit on the market longer. The first thing a buyer says is, hey, what's wrong with that house? They clearly must not be motivated, and you get lower offers. That's why the list price to sell price is much lower. The median time to contract is 47 days in Manatee County. That number is up 62.1%. Not as bad as Sarasota County, but still excessively high. And then the median time to sell is up to 99 days. And that number is up 25.3% over the same time last year. Pending inventory also down 11.9% over the same time last year. Active inventory up again too. It's up 39, almost 40%, 39.8% over the same time last year. That means homes are just sitting on the market. Price it right. Otherwise, it's just going to sit on the market and you're going to lose money. You don't want that, right? And then the month supply of inventory, not as bad as Sarasota County. It's at 3.9 months, but it's still up 34.5% over the same time last year. That's the stats. That's the statistics. I always like to wrap up with some kind of semi-good news. We got a ton of people who reach out about, hey, can I get a deal on a home? Now, with the homes that are sitting in the market, yeah, you of course can get a deal on a home for sure. But because inventory is sitting and because home builders are still building homes, they're offering a lot of incentives. So before I dive in and talk to you about some of these, here's what I want to say. If you're somebody who's looking to buy a home and you're thinking about new construction, if you go one of the model homes, there are sales associates there. They are fantastic. They're super knowledgeable. They do a great job. A lot of them are our friends. However, that being said, they work for and represent the seller. Let me say that again. They work for and represent the seller, which in this case is the builder. You want somebody who works for and represents you. That's why when you go into a model home or if you go into the visitor center, which is on Main Street in Lakewood Ranch, do me a favor, just let them know that you already have a real estate agent, Adam Miller and or Jessica Miller with the 941 Lifestyle Group. At the time of this recording, home builders are still paying buyer agent compensation. So this is not going to cost you any extra money. You will, of course, still have access to the sales associate because they are very knowledgeable. They'll be able to answer your questions and my questions, but then you'll have somebody representing you in your corner. Anyway, so This is in the description down below. There are tons and tons of incentives from the home builders, because guess what? Now they're competing. They're competing with all the resale homes that are on the market, plus all the new construction that is happening here. You can access at your leisure, but look at all these. But I found a couple that I thought was definitely worth your time and my time to share with you. And this was, oh shoot, this was from, I forgot when I changed the page that those were not still there. That was, oh yeah, Dream Finders at Waterside and Bungalow Walk. I went over there to do a video of their model homes. They weren't ready. They're supposed to be ready by the end of the week. I'm going there next week to do a video. But stay tuned to that one, because Bungalow Walk, I kind of like Bungalow Walk for a couple of reasons. And I'll show you these in just one second. One, they are located on University Parkway, just directly east of Lorraine Parkway. So convenient location. Obviously, just about everything is on University Parkway. And Lorraine goes north-south. You can get to Waterside and Lakewood Ranch. You can get all the way up to State Road 64 from Lorraine. So great location. I also like these. I did go to the model home the other day. There was a sales associate there. The models were not ready already just yet, but they have low homeowners association, like $100-something a month, which is unique for Lakewood Ranch. But here's why that is. There's not a whole ton of amenities there. So you're not paying for pickleball. You're not paying for tennis. You're not paying for all that other kind of stuff. They keep it really simple. But look at these, and you can't have swimming pools in the backyard because they have rear-loaded garages, meaning that you access your garage from the back of your house, so no backyard space. You either love that or you don't love that one. The one model home I went to, it's pretty nice. It's like 2,200 square feet, and they're all 2 stories. So you either love that or you don't love that one. I think it's going to be a hot community. I think it's going to sell out quick. I saw some of these offers, 2.99% rate buy down, 4.9 conventional fixed rate. Again, I'll put these in the description down below. Get a load of this. This is built by Dream Finder Homes. I didn't know a whole ton about them, but they seem to do a nice job. So they call this a 2-for-1 buy down program. Dream Finders will pay to lower your interest rates by 2% the first year in your home and 1% the second year in your home before returning to your fixed rate of 4.99%, 5.746 in year 3 and beyond. Now, interest rates are just about 7%. So the sheer fact that they're going to get that at 4.99, and guess what? If it makes financial sense, you can always refinance. That's a question for you to ask your lender and your financial person, but that's also an option too. So you save monthly with reduced initial payments for 2 years and free up funds for the desired personal touches to your home, meaning that, you can spend money for all your updates and all that other miscellaneous stuff. So I always like to end with some good news. There are some buyer incentives. Do me a big favor. My contact information is down below. If you're thinking about buying a home, if you're thinking about selling a home, if you have questions about relocating here, or just questions, comments, concerns about the live stream, comment down below, because we want to hear from you. And guess what? It's good for the algorithm. Good comments, bad comments, YouTube doesn't care. It's just engagement. So I would appreciate it if you minimum give me a thumbs up, but the comments, questions down below, really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. Have a very happy Halloween. Be safe. And wrap things up by 11:59 tonight, because Christmas starts tomorrow. All right, everybody.